Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm Chris DeBoer, the president of the Michigan Mental Health Counselors Association, and I'm joined by the rest of our elected board members. Kristen Zanke, our treasurer, Carol Berger, our secretary, Dr. Joy Creel, member at large, and Dr. Catherine James, our past president, who served on the board since 2016. We called this meeting because we're deeply concerned about the actions of a small group of individuals who have falsely claimed to be the MMHCA board, doing business as Michigan LPCs. They've spread misinformation and refused to cooperate with us or honor the election results, and even claimed to rename our organization without any authority to do so. Despite their lack of cooperation, we've remained committed to finding an ethical solution. On Monday of this week, we proposed a fair election process conducted by a mutually agreed upon neutral third party, but they haven't responded. Instead, there was an email that everyone received, or many people received yesterday, that appears to indicate their intent to disregard the democratic process and the will of our members. I want to be clear. James Blundo, who they claim is the executive director, was dismissed with cause in November. He and the remainder of his board have refused to give us access to MMHCA's bank accounts, website, and financial records. We've had the accounts of the organization frozen to prevent any misuse of funds. But this also means we can't access the $80,000 currently in the bank. Rest assured, though, that the dues you pay through Neon Pay are being used properly. We're funding our lobbyists to protect the counseling profession, working on important issues like the LLC/LLPC law change, and offering services and workshops for members, researching the counseling compact, and helping students with the licensing process, as well as updating our bylaws and working to recover MMHCA's property from this group. In the coming days, we'll be taking further action and we'll be able to share more details about how this group has undermined our organization and hurt the profession they claim to care about. Here's how you can help. Please become a member or renew your membership. This will give us the funds we need to continue our important work and ensure you have a vote in the board election taking place in May. If you're interested in renewing at this time, the link that comes to the elected board is at the bottom of the email you received for this meeting. We truly appreciate your support during this challenging time. Together, we can move past this and continue to serve the counseling profession in Michigan with the integrity and dedication it deserves. We put out a request for questions from our membership, and I wanted to address the major questions we received from you over the past 24 hours. So the first one with that is, who currently manages the MMHCA website? MMHCA website is the legal property of MMHCA as an organization, but it's currently not controlled by our board. James Blundo and Sue Schaefer, the remainder of that group, have refused to turn over this property as they're required to do so according to the bylaws of MMHCA at the turn of the election. We have been working on this issue and we'll have a pretty impressive new website next week. Second question we got over and over was, who controls the membership dues and what are those dues going towards? So, in good news, if you've paid through Neon Pay, we've received your dues and the money is safe and being used for MMHCA's purposes. The biggest expense currently is paying the $1,700 each month to our lobbyist, which is vital and, according to our membership survey, a priority for members. If you have any questions at all about your dues or membership, please email us at mmhcabi@gmail.com and we'll answer your questions. The third theme that we found in the questions was about the legal dispute and the resolution timeline. Attendees questioned whether the dispute is being handled through legal means and requested transparency regarding the current situation, as well as the expected timeline for resolution. We've tried to get the group in question to comply with the results of the election, but they've refused to do so. Unfortunately, we're in the process of taking additional legal action, which, due to the nature of legal issues, we can't provide much detail at this time. But I did want to let you know we have been taking early steps, as some of the folks have suggested that we've seen some of the suggestions for. So we haven't just been waiting. We have been working on that. Some attendees expressed appreciation for the efforts of the MMHCA board amid the challenging situation and requested a recording of the meeting for those unable to attend. As we mentioned at the beginning, this meeting is being recorded, and we'll send out that recording to all members and perhaps all counselors in the state. This volunteer board is so thankful for your appreciation, but we do need more than just appreciation. We've seen some comments on social media where people have said things such as, why don't we just all get along? And as a response to that, let me pose a question. What if a client or friend of yours realized that after many years they were in a relationship with someone who was taking advantage of them and they needed to get out of it and they came to you for support? I can't imagine many of us saying to that person, why don't you just get along? I certainly hope not. MMHCA needs help to change a very long-standing system and the issues that came with it. And we're all trying to do what's right for the profession. Questions were also raised regarding the affiliation with other organizations like MMHCA on the legitimacy issue. So we're aggressively addressing this issue, and it looks like we're making some progress. We've met with and corresponded with MMHCA at several points, and they're aware of the recent updates in our plans at this time. In the past, they have asked us how to support us during this issue, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit more support in the future, as we'll be able to articulate what those support needs are. Attendees also expressed a desire for transparency regarding the organization's direction and lobbying efforts and stance on relevant issues. So our lobbyist is very active working on the LLC and LLPC legislation issue. And we're moving forward for clarification on the counseling compact as well. We'd like to work on limiting the number of years insurance companies can take clawbacks from providers, as I know that that's a horror for many people. And we're also working towards increasing the Medicaid reimbursement rates in the state. We've also, in the progress of developing or putting out several educational programs, and well as getting assistance with providing more networking opportunities across the state. And as well as, don't let me forget, the library of videos that was donated to us very kindly by someone in honor of Dr. Catherine James. And you can find that at YouTube channel at MMHCA Library. And the last thing was some folks have sought clarification on how to determine their current membership status and expressed reluctance to renew dues without understanding the organization's direction and activities. If you have any questions about your membership or wonder if you're currently a member, please email the email I mentioned before, which again is mmhcabi@gmail.com. We're happy to answer your questions. Also, if you have any general questions for us, I'm generally willing to answer anything that I have the information for. So, with all that being said, I really appreciate all of you showing up tonight. It shows me that there are many, many very, very dedicated professionals that are concerned about what's going on and really wish to see the counseling profession thrive in the state of Michigan. So thank you again, and you'll be hearing from us very soon, and hopefully we'll be able to give you more specific information about several of the things here. And then also, I wanted to let you know that any questions that you do put in the Q&A section in this webinar, we will be collecting. And as long as we can connect it with the person who asked, we will be answering them as much as we can. And if we get some ones that are kind of in the same vein, we'll send out a larger email to answer those questions as well. And one last thing, and I promise I'll let you go for tonight. We are working on getting the new election organized. We do have a better system in mind for this election. If you'd like to serve on the board, or if you're interested in knowing that or have questions about it, also feel free to email us. We'll be calling for candidates in the near future. And we need people that are interested and passionate about serving our profession. Pass things over to Kristen.
Thank you. I was just wanting to add a reminder for any members that are on that we do have a consultation group next Tuesday Tuesday, April 9th at noon. It's just 45 minutes, so on your lunch break. We'd love to have you. Check your email for the link. Thanks.
And if those sorts of groups are important or useful to folks, please let us know. I'm sure we have several people that would be willing to run those as well. So please let us know and give us any feedback on what we do offer, and let us know if it's useful to you. We want to make sure that we're targeting our efforts wisely and in ways that serve you.
I do have one quick thing, and wanted to also add to what Kristen said. I'm super excited about continuing to serve the membership with these kinds of events like those lunchtime consultation groups. So if you are interested in that, again, all things MMHCA BI as in Bridging Initiative at gmail.com. If you have a topic that you would like to see and or serve in doing, please let us know. We are so grateful. Dr. Larry Pfaff, it will be also presenting this month. He is our a consultant that we use for MMHCA, and he can talk a little bit more about what he will be bringing to the table for that. I'll let him explain that. But he has his workshop that is coming up this month as well. So we're really excited to be able to provide you all with that level of programming as well.
I will say just a couple words. I'll be doing 2 workshops. One is for practice owners with how to hire therapists for your practice, and focusing in on the interview part of that process and giving you some tips that I've used with literally hundreds of organizations over the years to do better hiring of your candidates. But then there's a second workshop that I'll be doing about a week after that one, and announcements have gone out about those, that is actually then for the candidates. So if you're a therapist looking for a job somewhere, and we'll go through an intensive process to show you how to be a better candidate and how to answer questions in the interview more effectively. So those 2 will be coming up in a couple weeks.
And as one last thing, one other program that I wanted to get started was a little bit of an insurance 101, especially for recent graduates and folks that haven't really had to interact with the insurance system. I find a lot of us don't know too much about it. And so at least giving some basic ideas and understanding of concepts involved in insurance billing is something that I'm working to provide as well. Carol?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who responded with comments about the bylaws, and they were really good and helpful comments, and we'll be incorporating them, and we're proud of the new bylaws. So thank you for your work on that.
And if you haven't had a chance to see those or haven't had a chance to review them and you're interested, also please send us an email and we can provide that. All right. Well, my fellow board members don't have anything else. Thank you for attending tonight. And Lori.
Yeah.
Every time I start to say bye, people are like, oh.
Sorry about that.
Bye.
We had a very interesting time, and we're trying to develop some regional networking experiences for people across the state. So if you're interested in hosting a networking get together, it's just an hour and a half where we invite people in your area to visit at a place and exchange information and just get to know other therapists in the area. Please let us know. And I think it's a program that could really be successful in connecting all of us.
All right. So does anyone else have anything to say before I try to close the meeting again?
I'm going to just say, I know, look, in general, listen, guys, we are so grateful for your support, and we are so grateful for those of you that have been following along, and just want you to know, and just to reiterate, that we are doing the absolute best that we can to serve membership and to serve our profession and to fight this fight that we have to fight. So we're excited about being with you all on tonight, but just want to really just take a moment to thank you all for showing up. That we appreciate that.
I agree, Joy. We really do care about this organization, everyone on this board cares so much, and we're fighting really hard for it.
Thank you, Carol. So I'm going to assume that no one else has anything else to say and allow everyone to get on with their evening. It's pretty late for folks. Have a wonderful evening, and please let us know what you need and ways that we can better serve you.